Hey YouTube. I don't usually do a lot of unboxing videos, but because I'm old enough to have a whole lot of stuff already, but I did manage to pick up a couple things, and I just wanted to show you this. Last week I had bought, and you could buy these at Tractor Supply, a whole pack of them. I think there was a dozen pair in a pack. I don't remember the cost of them, but you know, $7, $8 or whatever. The point is that they're kind of warm, like if you're not getting any real moisture, rain, snow or rain. They're kind of warm on cool days, you know, but they're very slippery, like if you're trying to crank the wood miser, or especially if you're using a cant hook. What happened with my cant hook is I had put an extra coating of paint and some lacquer on top of it to keep it from rotting, the wood from rotting, and this does not hold too good. I can't get a good grip on it. But last week, now these I bought today. Last week I had bought these gloves. They're $1.99 down at Harbor Freight. You can't beat them. They're cloth, no lining or nothing, just a cloth thing on them. $1.99, and they have a rubber, like that Playtex rubber stuff that you used to have when your mom used to clean when you were kids. Well, it seems to hold up pretty good. This is my second pair. The first pair I wore for about 2 or 3 weeks. They stayed together nice, nothing fell apart on them. So I bought another pair just in case, and I also bought my wife a pair, you know, because she's we need something cheap, because if we set our gloves down, Bullseye takes them and chews them up on us. But at the same time, you want something that's a little decent. So these grip good if I'm riding a four-wheeler, although they have rubber grips. It just helps. Cloth is a little bit warmer, okay, and it works nice using the wood miser. Now originally, these gloves, which I've had for quite a few years, I really loved these gloves, and you can see they used to have a liner in them. And Tractor Supply doesn't sell these anymore. I got them at Tractor Supply. They sell the leather glove without a liner, and in wintertime they're useless because the leather gets wet, you know, and then right away you just can't use them. I keep them around because I do like them a lot, but Bullseye tore the lining out of this for me because, you know, he thinks the garage is entirely his stuff, everything in here. But what I'm saying is, if Tractor Supply could get these back, I'd rather have these than anything. But for the price, $1.99 for these, works really good. Rubber gloves on one side, so you know, whatever you're working on, the wood miser works really good. Those are okay, but they don't grip good. So that's one thing. But the unboxing is for this. I stopped down there today. My buddy and me took a ride down. It's about I don't know, about a 100-mile round trip or more to the closest one, and I picked up this transmission jack. So I gotta tell you, I took it out of the box, and there's a couple things in here that are pretty neat. It says that it can lift 800 pounds. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna test 800 pounds right now, but what I want to say is, just take this off. I cut a piece of cardboard the size of the bottom of the oil pan just to adjust these brackets here. What it is these brackets come separately with one bolt, so you can set the oil pan down in there. Now what I don't like about this are these bolts sticking up here. I don't know if that is really gonna maybe hurt the oil pan. Probably not, but I think what I'll do is I'll either put a piece of cardboard like this. I'll just let that there. I cut that to size so I could adjust the corners to where they need it to be. I'll probably either just leave that on there, or I'll put a piece of that rubber matting, that stuff there with the corrugated edges. I'll cut a piece of that and throw it on there. But either way, I gotta tell you, it's not that bad. What's nice about this thing so far, there's a little hydraulic jack there. Let me pull the camera cord off. There's a hydraulic jack there, and you big knob here to tighten and loosen the pump screw, which is good. So when you jack it, it's fairly rapid. Maybe it moves about 3/4 of an inch or more. But what's really nice about this handle is, look at this. It moves completely 360 degrees around, so if you're working on either side of the jack under the car, you can grab the handle easily, you know, push it out of your way or whatever. I thought that was pretty neat. And it's, you know, the handles always come out. They've been coming out for years out of the little jacks, but I thought that was pretty neat. And like I say, this handle on here seems to be pretty nice. And then with that, with this, there's two ways to tilt this thing. So, you know, when you're putting the transmission up into the car, the closer you can get it to lining up with the motor, the better. So you just turn this and it actually adjusts it that way. And then there's another knob on the opposite side there that adjusts it side to side. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's not, the handles there are made out of plastic. The rest of it's all made out of steel. It got some nice casters underneath there that, you know, are multi-directional. There's a chain here. You just put the one bolt through there to give you a little 10mm bolt, or that's the head size anyway, and the chain to put around the transmission. $119. Now, I can't make one with all those adjustments. I did make the stand the other day to get the transmission out. The problem with it is I couldn't get it all the way down on the ground, and I had to pick it off of my jack stand anyway. So this is pretty nice. It goes as low as 8 inches. So when you take the transmission out of the truck, off the bed of the truck to put it in, you know, the new one, you can just set it on here, chain it up so that, you know, you can get at it or whatever. I don't know if I like that chain or if I'd rather have a flat rubber strap on it, but either way, you know, it's something to help hold the transmission up. But I think that handle's pretty neat. That goes like 360 degrees in any direction there you saw. I like the way it adjusts from side to side. This is not a tool that I'm going to be using every day, but at my age I just cannot pick that transmission up to put it in place. So this is the next best thing as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, I just wanted to make a little review of that. Now, when I go to use it, if I have any problems with it, I'll let you know that as well. There's some grease fittings on here. I need to have a little grease put in there. But altogether, looks like you might be able to set some bolts in the sides there for, you know, if you're putting the transmission up or down. Set bolts in this tray. It's closed on both ends on both sides. That's a pretty nice little option. So maybe there's hope for these Chinese anyway. But anyway, I'm just saying, I like it. I think that they've done a good job with this, and so far we'll try it out and see what happens. I think that transmission that I have to put in there is close to about 300 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm not positive what it is. It's a 700 R4, but that's about what it weighs. And then also, it should be able pretty easily to handle this thing, the transfer case. I'll tell you, that's a heavy bugger. For the size of that, that's heavier than what the transmission actually is. Not, you know, pound for pound. It's heavier per volume of size compared to the transmission, I believe. But I put it on this little dolly thing that I got down there, $7.99. You can't buy the casters for that. So put that on there, and when the time comes I'll put that onto this and put it up in the truck. But like I say, I just thought that you know, I couldn't pick the transmission up, so I had to spend a couple bucks to get something. So I saw this one, it was on sale. I think it's normally $159. It was on sale for $119, which is probably more what it's worth. But I think that they did a good job with it, and hopefully it'll work good. Like I say, I'm not going to be using it a lot, so if it pumps up to its extent 3 or 4 times while I'm trying to get the transmission in, I'll be a happy camper, because otherwise, you know, I'd have to take the truck somewhere to have it done. And I don't want to do that because it's going to cost way too much money. Right now I'll probably be in 15, 16, I'll probably be in around $1,700 to swap out transmissions for one with a 3-year warranty, which is what I want. So guys, it was like I say, pouring all day. I couldn't do nothing outside, mud everywhere. Still got, instead of like most of Pennsylvania, we've still got about 3 inches of snow left on the ground in the woods, but the driveways are, you know, not too sweet. But anyway, that's what we got. Thought you might like to see this stuff. Nothing else for me to do today. Have a good one, guys. Bye.